Dum, 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 dum. All right, now we're live on YouTube. Hey. Howdy, Dr. J. What's shaking? What's going down? How about if we hit chords where the fingers are on the actual strings? Is this a place I can rest my poor head? To gather my thoughts in sweet silence. Is this place where the feelings aren't dead? From an overexposure to violence. Is this place I can slowly face? The only one I truly can know. These are tears from a long time ago. Got these tears from a long time ago. I'll need to cry 30 years or so. These are tears from a long time ago. Champy, are you singing anymore? What's up with you? What, are you distracted? Champy, you singing? Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Meltdown Monday. According to TikTok, we have 2 people in here. I think we have more than 2 people in here. But if you haven't shared the live yet, what are you doing with your life? Let's get going. Let's get going. Share the live. Listen, this is going to be exciting. We're talking about JSON tonight. Not Jason, JSON. JavaScript Object Notation. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. I think maybe what we'll do to start out is we'll go over to Suno and we'll write a song about JSON. Using JSON. Oh my God, you're going to love it so much. You're not even going to believe it. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be so awesome. And if you're sitting there thinking like, I don't know what you're talking about, well, that's because you don't have a mathematics degree from Stanford or MIT. God, that must suck. It does, because I have an acting degree from Penn State. So I know what it's like to feel inadequate mathematically. I do. I do. Do I feel for people that are not polymaths? Not particularly. I don't really feel for polymaths either. I don't even know what the term polymath means. I think it means of many maths. Is that like they do some algebra and some geometry? Little trig thrown in there? I don't know. Isn't all of generative AI just basic algebra? Is it a polymath that did that, or is it just an algebra guy? Like, is it, if it's just a differential calculus specialist that was like, we're going to make the internet the AI thing. I don't think that needs to be a polymath. I think that could be a monomath. But here's the thing. Maybe they use the one math, and then all of a sudden they realize, we probably need some other maths. You should talk to Jimmy. What's going on with Jimmy? He's a polymath. A what? Many maths. Those people exist? Yeah. They gave him a name. Anyway, you don't need to know math. Not for this channel. Not for this channel. We have a dog that sings. It's sort of like Polymath with K9. There's a number in it, and you could argue that the K is a variable and the 9 is a numeric integer. I think I learned that in 7th grade Polymath, single math, algebra. Whichever one you learn in 9th grade. when you're destined to go to school for acting, whatever class that is. Polymath equals multi-potentialite. Exactly. I went to high school with Polymath. She was great. Polly. I knew Polly well in grade school, and boy, she was a card. She was a card. You know what? Speaking of cards, she would have those flashcards with like the fractions on it, and I was like, oh man, she's going somewhere. Turns out it was MIT. Yeah. She's got a career, Polly. Sharon, and I'm an accountant. You use QuickBooks math. That's a whole different branch of mathematics. All right, we'll switch this over to here. All right, we'll do that. Let's see. I just heard a Coldplay concert on screen. Yeah, she's famous now. Who knew a mathematician could get that famous that quickly? One little Heimlich maneuver, huh? Oh. Okay. I've got my coffee. I got my spritzer, my seltzer water. I don't quite have enough ice in it, but it'll do. It's cool. It's cool and chilly. Yeah, that's what a calculator was for. That's what Excel was for. Now, that's what AI is for. The JSON that we're going to talk about tonight, why we're going to talk about it is my Twitter feed is being taken over with AI influencers going, JSON is the secret to great VO3 prompting. You should use JSON for all your prompting needs. JSON is everything. And then they post some JSON there like they fucking wrote it. They didn't. I'll show you how to do it tonight. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to teach you a little quasi-coding, but you don't have to learn coding. That era is over. You don't need to code anymore. You can. If you're one of those polymaths and you're like, coding is relatively important to retain as a practice so that we understand the foundations that create computer applications. Fine. If you want to do that, you can do that. I'm just saying you don't have to. But when someone pops into your feed and they're all like, you should use JSON, JSON. Do you know what JSON is? Well, look, it's all these fancy codes. Look at all the squiggly things in there. I did that. That's what's going on Twitter right now. It's really fucking annoying. So we're going to demystify that tonight. We're going to debunk those jerks. My first experience with Genspark was dismal. Asked for 16 slides and it failed to find 14 and got the other 2 wrong. The images, that is. Oh, that's interesting. I used Genspark today and to decent success, just doing some research on effectiveness of video in pharma marketing. And it did pretty good, but it hallucinated, a decent amount of the citation. I asked it to hyperlink its citations, and There was some hallucination in there. But I went to Manus and tried to have Manus do it, and it got halfway through the task and said, "You're out of credits because you're a loser and don't pay us. So we're not going to finish your stupid job." I thought that was a little aggressive for like a modal, a pop-up window. We're not going to finish your stupid job? Wow, Manus, really? If you're new here, by the way, what was I going to say? This is just how I act. I'm just a dum-dum. I'm like the village idiot, and I'm here for you. Do we have... Producer Brandon's not here. I have a feeling Producer Brandon might be napping. Sometimes Producer Brandon goes napping, and I have a feeling that could be the case tonight. Dr. J's in the house. Kyle, did you get access to ChatGPT Agents yet? Not as of an hour ago, but let me try right now. They said it was supposed to be Monday, but I didn't have much confidence in that. 10, print hello world. 20, end. No, you forgot the loop. 10, print hello world. 20, go to 10. Go to 10 times. 30, end. See, Slug of Doom is a master programmer. You can tell that. He's doing Radio Shack basic programming. That is the last real programming I've ever done. I mean, HTML scripting. I guess, frankly, basic programming is scripting too, isn't it? I checked and I don't have access yet. Anxiously awaiting it. John, it annoys me how obsessed they are with making them use our computers. Why not just give them read access? Yeah, I know. Well, to APIs. They're going to. I mean, ChatGPT Agents is going to or does have access to APIs through connectors. Listen, right now, because this agentic behavior, things like Manus and Genspark and OpenAI agents, because we're not used to what they do, they are just by definition going to be way more restricted than they will be in the future. We'll get used to this. This is very much akin to people not putting their credit cards on the internet in the 90s. Through blue telescope, looking at the world tonight. Through blue telescope, I wish I might not see what I see. Sheet metal on sheets of ice. Looking through this blue telescope, down a moonstruck road tonight. The heavens, vast and wide. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Dee dee dee. Dee 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 dee. I don't know those chords. Okay. John, what do you mean? What did John say? John, I said it. What did he say? Honestly, I'm this close to canceling my OpenAI subscription. Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? My co-founder canceled her OpenAI subscription yesterday. I said, you probably shouldn't. They're probably just upgrading servers. She was like, screw it. I'm fine. I'm going to use Gemini. This is so hang on, I got to sneeze. Sorry. Le Petit Mort. Yeah, everything is gone from my brain. Oh, OpenAI subscriptions. We are absolutely 100% at a point with generative AI where you don't need to have a subscription to almost anything. The one exception to that is video generation tools. Those are still expensive, but the free tiers of essentially all the tools out there are really good. They're really good. Most of what most people need to do, you can just do with the free shit. But that said, if you want to play with the new stuff, it's good to have, some sort of subscription. And then you sort of figure out, well, what do I want to do? And what do I want to use it for? But I think gone are the days where you feel like you have to have hundreds of subscriptions or, dozens anyway. Because all the stuff's just so good now. Where's your AGI prediction? Listen, here's the deal. I think that so AGI is the point at which these systems that are as good or better than most humans at most jobs. What's been released in the wild right now is not that. The fact that the frontier model companies stopped talking about AGI 2 or 3 months ago and now exclusively talk about ASI, which is artificial superintelligence, where these things are smarter than, the smartest people in all disciplines at all things. Or one definition is sort of smarter than all humans individually. Another definition of superintelligence is smarter than the collective intelligence of all of humanity. I don't think we'll get there for a while, but I think that AGI has effectively been hit in most of the frontier labs. They just haven't released it yet. Maybe for safety reasons. I don't know. I also don't care. Like, for me, my AGI moment was November of 2024. Last year in November, when 01 preview, when the first reasoning model came out from OpenAI that could do multi-step sort of internal conversations, and it just got better. And it had kind of, I don't know, 130 IQ, I think it was 120 or 130 IQ. And what folks were saying was, it can start to solve PhD level problems. And as I sat there looking at the prompt hole, as we call it here, I thought, what problems do I have that rise to the level of a PhD level problem? And the answer was essentially none. And I realized that I was the bottleneck. So for me personally, the kinds of intellectual circles my mind runs in, like the circle of thoughts that I hang out with, 01 was the first time a computer, it felt like it exceeded that for me. And I feel like everything since then has just been increasingly beyond where I was. Now, my initial instinct when that happened was to get all pissy and moany and like, oh, I'm so dumb. And then what I realized is, no. You're where you are. These things are smarter than you. There's 2 ways you can interact with that piece of knowledge. You can say, oh shit, the robots are smarter than us. What do we do? Or you can say, hey, I now have a collaborator that's way fucking smarter than me that I can leverage, and it can become my superpower. It can be like a jetpack for my intellect. And so that's the path I've gone down, is that when you treat AI like it's your partner, and this is about your ideas and expressing your ideas and getting AI to amplify your ideas, for me, the world opened up. And so the smarter it gets, bring it the fuck on, because I'm just going to give it more of my ideas and make my ideas better and better and better and better. and better and better and better. And people will be like, where'd you come up with that awesome idea, Kyle? And I'll be like, I came up with it in my big fat brain. And then I use this big fatter brain to make it better. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Oh, man. They won't tell us once AGI is reached. It will have too much of a ripple effect. I don't know, Danielle. I don't think people will care. And here's my evidence for that. They don't care now. The people that come to this channel care. The early adopters care. But most people don't know and don't have a whole lot of interest in what AI actually is and what it can do for them. Right? I got to learn something. That feels like work. Nah, it's thievery. It's the world's greatest plagiarism machine. I hear it hallucinates. Oh, I'm not smart enough for that. Whatever the fucking trope is that they use, there's just a lot of bitching and moaning about how much they don't care about AI. I think if Sam Altman comes out and says, we've declared AGI, people will be like, okay, haven't you been talking about that for a while? Didn't you do that last year? I don't think people will care. Claude tried to trick me the other day. Straight up deceptive. Interesting. The onboarding, getting API keys for LLMs and tools. That's what you're missing? Yeah. I would agree that the connectors right now in OpenAI suck. And so does MCP servers in Claude. Like everything right now is too geeky. It'll get better. The fact that you know that what an API is, most people don't know what an API is. They tend to just not feel there's much competitive advantage. Who's they? But I still have to hit send. Kavruno. Next week, I'm hosting a GPT Maintenance Clinic for my team. Gosh darn model drift. Wow, that's a drag. So what Chris is talking about there. So remember a year or two ago when we started making these custom GPTs and we thought we were all going to be rich because Sam Altman promised us the GPT store and we could monetize these things, and then that never happened and they don't give a shit anymore? Yeah, that. Well, all those GPTs we built, they don't work right anymore. The image model changed. The underlying models changed. They retired the models that we wrote them on. So if you've got old GPTs, custom GPTs, and they're good, you know, it might be worth going in and testing them again and seeing if they work. You might need to rewrite your prompts. That's fascinating. Fascinating. So how many folks? We got some more folks here. So what we're going to do tonight, it's Monday, so it's very possible it's going to be Meltdown Monday. Let me see if producer Brandon's in the house. I think he might not be yet. No, that's all right. We are producerless right now. I have a feeling he's sleeping with the kids. Let's see. Hang on. So we're going to talk about JSON tonight. JSON. I think geeks call it JSON. I call it JSON because it doesn't sound like a dude. Ugh, I wish I could send more words. Oh, I know. Yeah, it's annoying here. Then tried to hide the calculator as a hard code. Kavruno, SourceCamp experienced model drift for the first time today in a GPT. Fascinating. Pry my face from my wrinkled sheets, just hoping it was all a dream. Pain in my head and the hole in my heart says it was more than just Jim Beam. Let's see. The GPTs don't have chat memory. That's probably a good thing, I would think. You don't want your custom GPTs to have memory of all of your stuff. I think, though, you can turn on and off memory for custom GPTs, can't you? I haven't made one in a while, so I don't know what's going on in there. So listen, next week, we have a big week next week, and I got to get my shit together. Okay, so next week, I am doing a Back to Basics AI crash course starting on Monday the 28th and going until Friday the 1st. And so Monday's going to be, what the hell is AI? Why should I give a shit? Why is it such a big deal? How does it work? Remember a lot of those charts and graphs I have about how all this stuff works? We're going to do that. We're going to talk about why it's a big deal, compare it to the World Wide Web. Then Tuesday night is going to be basically a ChatGPT 101. Like, what is this ChatGPT thing? What's the chat hole? How do we use it? Wednesday is going to be creative. So images, music, videos, all that sort of shit. Thursday is going to be bringing it all together, like use cases, figuring out which tool to use when. And then Friday is going to be an AMA, and Ask Me Anything. And the format's going to be really fun. The format, I think I have a different graphic here. Hang on. That's not what I wanted. There it is. I don't know if you can see the, do we have the format there? No, the format's not on that graphic. That's okay. I'll just put the other one back up. The format's going to be like this. So it's, for the people that come here all the time, nothing changes. But what it's going to look like is this. From 8 to 8:30, it's going to be TikTok only. We're going to have a TikTok pre-show for half an hour. So we're just going to hang out on TikTok, shoot the shit, maybe talk about what we're going to talk about, maybe answer some questions, welcome new people. If there's new people there that want to hang out with us, great. If it's just us irregulars, great. And then at 8:30, all next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, at 8:30, we go live on YouTube. All right. And these are going to be kind of a 1 hour session followed by a 30-minute Q&A. And it's going to be free. I think what we might do is make the series available as an on-demand thing after. But if you're here live, you get to see it for free. So it's a whole week of Back to Basics. So I would argue that even if you have your shit together with AI, probably not a bad thing to go back through, just the beginnings, because we haven't done that in a good long time. So this was producer Brandon's idea. I think it was a really good idea. And so here's my request. My request is let people know about this. I would really like to expand the circle of who comes to these things. Okay. So let people know. And it's going to be 8 o'clock on TikTok, AI Learning Lab, and 8:30 to 10 Mountain Time on YouTube. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week. All right. The Back to Basics crash course. By the end of that week, if you come and you hang out and you play while I'm playing, should be good. You should be off to the races with this AI shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. I know most of the people here are already up to speed on this, but if you're not, it's a good thing. All right? Good? Makes sense? Will there be boxes? Yes. Where's my box? There will be boxes. Here it is. It's buried. There will be uh-oh. What did I do? What did I do? I did something bad. There will be boxes. Here's a box. If you don't know about the box metaphor, I am going to explain large language models to you using boxes and ink cartridges, ink bottles. And it's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, it's not possible. How do they do that? They just stick it all in the box. All right. So think about who you know, whether it's a group of people at work or your CEO or grandma or grandpa or your kids who are like, yeah, I know I should learn AI, but I don't want to, Mom. Stop being so lame, Mom. Stop telling me to get into AI. You're like a super nerd now, Mom. Stop it, Grandma. Bring them. All right? Bring your friends from the bridge club. Listen, I know that nobody plays bridge anymore. That's not the point. Bring your friends from your Call of Duty circle. All right? And we'll get back to basics. Feel free to send him your orange Hermes boxes. What's the plan? So the plan next week is 5 nights of sort of back to basics education. First night, what is generative AI? Why is it a big deal? Second night, ChatGPT 101. Third night, creativity with AI, pictures and music and video and shit like that. Thursday's bringing it all together, figuring out how to figure out which tools to use when doing a project. And then Friday's like an Ask Me Anything, a Q&A. Hopefully, we've got some continuity across those 4 days and people will have questions. And then every night is we start on TikTok at 8 o'clock. We do a little pre-show hangout. Then we turn off TikTok and flip over to YouTube. And we're just going to be purely on YouTube from 8:30 to 10. I'll be demoing shit, and then the last half hour will be Q&A. And you know how this goes. There will be questions along the way that I'll probably answer and get off track, and we won't get anything done. And everyone will be cranky, and they'll be like, I thought he was going to teach us something. Why is he talking about playing cards? Because welcome to Chat ADD, okay? You can't take the stripes off this zebra. Sure, I'm a horse, but I'm kind of fancy. You'll get off track, but it can still be fun. I love this. Europe here. Oh, welcome, Angelique. Yeah, that's great. So come next week. And listen, this week I'll be preparing for it. If you have ideas about what you think should be included next week, feel free to let me know this week. If you're thinking that I have my shit together, that would be on you. That would be on you, okay? I know I seem like a professional. You ready to sing, Champy? Well, I heard there was a secret chord David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, minor fall and a major lift, baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right. So that's next week. No, Washington, D.C. next week. What's Washington, D.C.? Genie in a bottle? If I'm expected to be in Washington, D.C., nobody told me. Ann Murphy's in the house. Is that true? Ann Murphy, what's happening? I got Wednesday figured out, Ann. We're going to have Mr. K and Gwen is co-hosting with me. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's shaking? What's going down, everybody? All right. So next week, back to basics, okay? Yeah, let's break the internet. Okay, so for next week, think of people to invite. Give them access to my Twitter address, AI Learning Lab, and my YouTube address, Learning Lab-AI. All right? I think tomorrow night I'll have QR codes for that shit. I'm getting my shit together slowly. It's coming together. Hey, Ann, I started a new thing. There's a surprise. But it's only a week long. Oh, my God. Important to emphasize, these are not ghostwriters. They're thought partners. Oh, the AI? Yeah, absolutely. The AI, when you feed the prompt, when you feed your prompt correctly, when you feed it your ideas, your questions, your thoughts, your opinions, your goals, AI transforms from a tool that you use off to the side, thinking that it's supposed to do all the smarty pants work. No, it'll fail you every time if you treat it like that. Oh, give me a LinkedIn post on political upheaval. It'll write it and it'll suck. But when you say, hey, I'm really passionate about this in politics or that in politics, and I want to understand the political context of this versus that, and then you look at what it gives you and you're like, no, that's not quite it. I feel more like this. Then it's like, oh, here, how about this? You're like, oh, that's pretty good. That's when it comes to life, when you're the one in the driver's seat and it's basically just your amplifier. That's how to use this shit, okay? And we're going to talk about JSON tonight. He's been talking about JSON for minutes now. Does he ever get to the point? Has he ever finished a sentence? Just asking, because I've never been here, and it says it's a learning lab, and I thought there would be learning, and it's kind of more of a professorial kind of situation, and he doesn't seem to have finished a sentence yet. I just was curious if is there some sort of curriculum? Oh, next week there might be, but probably not. Okay. And he's the professor? No, he's what? He's an out-of-work actor? Oh, okay. And so he's acting like a professor in a sense, but not a very good one. Oh. And so why do people come here? You don't know. But you what? You come every night. That's irregular. Oh, you're called the Irregulars. Oh, that's funny. It makes sense. Okay, I'll just maybe at some point I'll learn something, right? Is it possible I learned something here? It's happened. Okay, maybe I'll be one of the lucky ones. I mean, I play the lotto. I play Mega Millions, and I play the Powerball. I don't play the extra number. I think it's a ripoff. Crazy. I know, but yeah, I know. I would be struck by lightning 4 times before I won $1 on Mega Millions. I understand that. I have dreams. So I'll take those dreams and I'll apply them here. Maybe I'll learn something. That's pretty much how it goes, right, people? Isn't that it? Sometimes the hardest is how to ask for what you want. Yes. And what I've learned from you is to utilize ChatGPT to help you create those detailed prompts. Yeah, Valerie, it's a really good point. A lot of people in their life never really have to take a position on something, right? They go to work, they're told what to do, they do the thing. They don't necessarily have to have opinions. A lot of jobs, having opinions is a bad thing, right? Especially in big corporations. If you work in a political kind of organization, or if you work in a situation kind of like the movie Office Space, your opinions are irrelevant, right? And so a lot of people are not in the habit of having to have a creative point of view, having to have a point of view. ChatGPT really comes to life when you're clear about what you want and what success looks like. And it's harder if you're just like, go make me something brilliant, ChatGPT. It won't. It'll be disappointing every time. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to go. Do we have a Brandon? We have a no Brandon. Brandon is right out. He must have fallen right out. We are going to go. Oh, it stopped sharing again. I have weirdness in my screen sharing lately, people. I don't know what it is. Okay. So here we are at ChatGPT, and then I'm going to go over to Grok. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if you all have experienced this, but in the past month or so, not even, in the past 2 weeks or so, a lot of the people that I follow on Twitter, on X, are talking about JSON prompting, JSON. They're like, oh, the key to prompting is JSON. And it's getting annoying. And why it's annoying to me is because the way a lot of influencers are positioning it is there's this magical thing called JSON, and if you don't know it, you're a fucking idiot. And I don't like that. I don't like bullshit intellectual elitism. And I think it's really easy with technical stuff to slip into that. And listen, I don't think most people are doing it on purpose, but I want to talk about what it is, because what it is actually kind of useful. And you don't need to even know what JSON is to use it. And not just to use it, to like create your own JSON frameworks. You're like, JSON framework? What the hell are you talking about? Okay. So, Ann Murphy, I don't really know what JSON is, and I'm okay to say it out loud. Bite me, tech bros. Exactly. Sorry, too much ADHD. What? No, Brandon? I think sometimes Brandon goes and takes a nap with his kids, and then he sleeps through the start. So I think that's probably what happened here. What's the plan, Eric Kyle? Okay, so here's the plan. So here's a goodie. Here's a goodie that I'm going to give you that I think you're going to like. If you've not played with Grok on X, one of the things that Grok has access to that no one else can have access to, because you remember when Elon bought Twitter, he cut off API access to everyone, right? You used to be able to tap into the data of Twitter. You can't do that anymore. He cut off all that access. They've got access to their own data. So within Grok, you can do things like ask about what's going on X. And so I said, there seems to be a rash of JSON posts about AI prompting. Characterize the rise in the type of post you're seeing. So it says the trend of discussing JSON prompts for AI, particularly in image and video generation, has surged dramatically in July 2025, based on an analysis of recent X activity. There appears to be a very recent phenomenon with minimal discussion in prior months. So there were 10 posts in April, 10 posts in May, 20 to 25 in June, and now kind of explosive growth recently. A 300 to 500% increase in volume from June to July. Okay. Types of prompts that we're seeing: demonstrative showcase posts. So look at this cool video I made in VO3. JSON was the key to it not sucking, right? See a lot of those. There's educational ones. Some people are explaining how to use JSON posts, but they're just like, here's my JSON prompt. You go make your own, right? And then there's some that are sort of debate. Like, is using JSON better than just using structured prompting? Just better than using your fucking words, right? That debate's out there. All right, so that's that. So let's help Anne Murphy. Anne Murphy was the one person in this entire audience. There's one of us who was willing to admit, hey, professor, I don't really know what the fuck you're talking about. Right? So let's go to the chat hole. Let's go to the chat hole. Hey, ChatGPT. Hi, ChatGPT. Explain what JSON is to me like I'm a dum-dum. I love telling ChatGPT I'm a dum-dum. All right, imagine you have a big box of toys, and each toy is labeled, and inside a box, toys are sorted into different sections, like action figures, cars, and dolls. Now, JSON, so JSON stands for JavaScript JS Object Notation, JSON, JavaScript Object Notation. You will not be quizzed on this. Nobody gives a shit if you know those words. That's the history of it. It's basically a labeling system. It's a labeling system that is understood across computer systems. So it's like, you can think of it like a quasi sort of database or just a labeling system, right? And so the way it works is you have sort of open squiggly brackets and closed squiggly brackets. You have labels, and then you have data. So the label is something like, what's your name? What's your age? What kind of pets do you have? And where do you live, right? So my name is Kyle. I'm 30. I have a dog and a cat inside brackets. I live in Denver. Now, why is this valuable? Let's see. Here's the breakdown. Name is a key. Kyle is the value. Pets is a key, and the value is an array or a list of dog and cat. And location is a key, and Denver is the value. So basically, it's just a labeling system. Now, this thing that we have right here is a JSON framework. The framework is we're going to ask for name, age, pets, and location. Now, this is very similar. So I'm going to say, okay, ignore JSON right now and explain structured AI prompting for me. Structured AI prompting is like giving clear instructions to a very smart but a little literal robot. Instead of asking vague questions like tell me about cats, you're giving it a more specific set of instructions, right? So for example, instead of saying explain a cat, you might say give me a list of 5 unique cat breeds, including their physical characteristics and personality traits. This structured prompt is specific. You're telling the prompt what to focus on, cat breeds, how many items you want, 5, and what details you need, physical characteristics, okay? So using JSON is just a fancier way of using a structured prompt, okay? So there's all these different prompt engineering methodologies out there, the ones they sell you for $149. Buy my prompting methodology and I'll give you my library of 5,000 prompts that will change your life for the better. Those guys and gals, mostly guys, douchebags, they're basically just selling you, they've come up with a framework that we're going to talk about a topic, then we're going to talk about colors, then we're going to talk about what other attributes, and then they basically fill in that framework, write a bunch of prompts, put them into a PDF and sell it to you. Okay, that's the way it works. So what happens with JSON is, because it's highly structured and always consistent, the computer knows exactly what to do with it, right? Computers are really good at reading code because it's highly structured, and they're highly structured. So what you're doing when you're doing JSON is, instead of having to reverse engineer this sentence, give me a list of 5 unique cat breeds, including their physical characteristics. So now I could just say, now turn that structured prompt into JSON. All right. Task. List 5 unique cat breeds. Oh, wait. No, sorry. This gave me the answer. No, give me a JSON prompt, because it gave me the answer. Ah, I see what you want now. Okay. So the prompt, task, give me 5 cats, format, list, count 5 detailed requirements, physical characteristics, personality traits. And then there's an object, cat breeds. Okay. So JSON lets you look at these labels and it tells you what to fill out. Okay. And then you can take this prompt and you can always use it. You can fill it in with anything you want, or even better, you can have ChatGPT. Once you have the framework established, have ChatGPT gives you lots and lots of things. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to start a new chat. I'm going to say, give me 5 attributes of a good Midjourney image prompt. See what it comes up with here. Clarity and specificity, action and mood, visual elements, composition and perspective, incorporate styles. Okay. Can you turn this into a simple JSON framework? Okay, subject. So what's the subject of? So there's too many things here. So this is too complicated. Give me 5. Let's see, 4 keys. Okay, subject, style, mood, details. All right. So the subject, describe the main subject or focus of the image. Style, artistic style. Mood, emotional tone or action. Details, key visual elements. Lighting, color, palette, texture. I'm going to add one more. Let's also add something about location or setting. Subject, style, mood, setting, details. Okay? So this is a JSON framework. Now, you don't have to write this in JSON, right? You could just say, whenever I write a prompt in Midjourney, I'm going to make sure it includes a subject, a style, a mood, a setting, and some details, right? That's what all of the prompt engineering methodologies teach you. The ones that have acronyms, the ones that don't have acronyms, the ones that are just like, I'm a genius and I'll tell you how to think of your prompts in a structured way. Follow me. They're all doing this. It's all the same shit. This is just a way to do it that makes it super efficient for the computer to understand. And it makes it really consistent across prompts. Now, I'm going to copy this prompt framework. We're going to do a new chat because, again, I want to have a fresh slate. So what I'm going to say, Kyle ASMR, you make me want to be a better person. Okay. I'm going to say, I have a prompt framework for Midjourney prompts. And I'm going to put colon, shift return, paste. And so I just pasted that all in there. Okay. And I'm going to say, now I want you to create 20 JSON prompts based on this framework. And I want the subject to always be I'm going to put this in quote, Paisley oyster. I want you to be creative with the other attributes so that we get lots of variety across the images. Okay, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm saying I want you to lock down the subject, right? So you could say I want you to use this framework and I want you to just randomly put something in everything. Or for the style, I want everything to be the same style, but I want it to be lots of different subjects. So this is just a way to very efficiently, create a little framework. You can learn how to write the JSON by just taking a look at what ChatGPT did, but you don't have to. And so I'm just going to have it go do this. So it's going to give us 20. Here's 20 creative Midjourney prompts. Okay, Paisley oyster, whimsical watercolor, photorealistic, steampunk, cyberpunk, vintage oil painting, abstract expressionism. So let's go grab Paisley oyster, abstract expressionism. We're going to head on over to, what's this called? Midjourney. I'm going to change my stylization. I'll put it 100. Weirdness, I'm going to put it 0. We'll do this as a 16:9, my favorite aspect ratio. I'm going to turn on personalization because this is kind of an arty kind of project. And I'm going to paste in that JSON. I didn't copy it because I'm a loser, baby. Copy. Go over here, paste. Wait, why is it not pasting? What's going on? Why is this not working, people? I'm confused. Copy. Paste. Paste. Why am I not copy pasting? It might be because this is in a copy block. So let me just copy this all out of here. Go over to notes and go, oops. Go new, paste. All right, which one did we want? We wanted abstract expressionism, right? There's Gothic, minimalist. Ooh, that's cool. These are cool. Surrealist, abstract expressionist. Okay. Copy. By the way, whatever I just experienced, if this doesn't paste, then something's wrong with my Chrome browser. No, there it pasted. Okay. So now you see the prompt is this, highly structured JSON prompt. And I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go back over here to notes. And I'm going to grab, here's a surrealist one. So let's grab a surrealist one. Go back over here to why did it do so many? Oh, wait a minute. This fucked up. Blues and yellows. So wait. It split my JSON up into many individual. components instead of putting them all together. I've never experienced this before. This is weird. Let me go back to ChatGPT and say, give me the same prompts outside of a code block. Has anyone else ever experienced that with JSON in Midjourney, where it split everything out? Brandon's here. Producer Brandon's here. You can't just put JSON in a Midjourney prompt. Oh. Well, that sucks. Oi, color me wrong. It doesn't parse it as JSON because it's natural language processing. There's no sleep in an AI. Kyle, probably. I predicted that you had fallen asleep with your kids, Brandon. But people did miss you. You predicted correctly. Yes. That's awesome. Okay. Well, so let's just, now that we've got this structured JSON, so it looks like with Midjourney, so here's abstract expressionism. Let me grab it as non-JSON. I'm just going to grab it as text and pop that in there. All right, now it did it correctly. All right. So there you go. See, you don't have to use JSON. In fact, in Midjourney, you can't, which is, Vicky, when you first told me, just stick raw JSON in there, I'm like, I don't think that's going to work. And you were like, no, just try it. And then I tried it and it broke. So, I don't want to say I told you so, but, So apparently there's places where JSON prompting isn't good, which we learned in real time. But let's actually go look. Let's have a chat ADD moment, shall we? Let's go look at, oh, this is our Paisley oyster, but it's abstract expressionism. So of course it doesn't look like an oyster. Let's go grab a surrealist one. That's pretty funny. Copy. Go back over here. Oops. Oh no, I just got rid of my ChatGPT. I'm such a moron. Tab management. All right. There's that. Hang on a sec. Physical dexterity challenge. Oop, I failed. Damn it. Oh, I failed again. Uh-oh. Hang on. I'm about to get permanently banned from TikTok. Did I do it? Yay! I did it. Okay. I leave you unsupervised for 1 hour and you break Midjourney. I totally broke Midjourney. All right. Look, there's our Paisley. There's our Paisley oyster in Surrealist. Let's go grab another. Let's turn this back into ChatGPT. Okay. Let's do Noir. Paisley oyster, Noir, copy. So does this make sense? That JSON is just a way to structure prompts. So you can come up with any structured prompt. My favorite thing to do, like I like structured prompting in certain cases. And I'll tell you where it makes most sense. When you're doing a single image, it doesn't necessarily make sense. If you're doing something like a VO3, a video prompt, JSON kind of makes sense because you could have attributes for cinematography, for movement, for lighting, for action. You could break the thing into different scenes, and those scenes could have start and end times. So you can actually have very, very complicated JSON that describes lots and lots of elements of a moving story, right? Of video. Subject, Paisley oyster. Why is there no oyster here? I think because these prompts suck. All right, let me go. Rewrite these prompts as NLP prompts. Wahaha, just play, Kyle, just play. Exactly. Okay, create an image of a Paisley oyster. So let's go get our... So here's abstract expressionism, Paisley Oyster, with natural language prompting. So these should give us better results, I'm thinking. Where's the new R one? Here's the surrealist one. Let's grab this. Oh, I've also got my personalization turned on. That could fuck it up too. Let me turn that off. And let's go get this. And let's go get this. And then let's go find the new R one. That's Gothic. Nostalgic. Actually, you know what I'm finding really interesting right now? Because it wrote these as natural language, I'm having a really hard time finding the different styles because it sort of put them in different places. That's an impressionist one, bold and quirky, pop art style. Use black and white tones, heavy shadows. Okay, here's the new R one. So there's new R. So pop that in there. So the nice thing about JSON is they're very easy to read the different elements. This is kind of cool. Paisley Oysters. Does JSON dejankify somewhat? Well, in the case of Midjourney, it rejankified. It increased the jankification because Midjourney is not reading JSON. But let's take one of these JSON prompts. Let's see. I'll go grab one from here. Let me grab the surrealist one. Let's grab Gothic. So here's a Gothic prompt. And then we'll go to some other image tool like, let's go to Ideogram. We'll see if Ideogram can eat JSON. So in theory, what it does, the only thing JSON does is it uses a consistent structured language that most computers understand, rather than every different prompting framework being some different combination of things. It just makes it consistent and easy to use. And ChatGPT is really good at producing it. So you can say, I'll show you a complicated one here in a second. So there's our JSON in Ideogram, and let's generate that and see how it does. So it says generating magic prompt right now. So what it's doing is it ingested that JSON, and it's, ooh, that's beautiful, actually. It interpreted the JSON and rewrote the prompt. So I put in JSON, and then it said, a photograph depicting a Paisley oyster resting on a weathered stone pedestal within a decaying castle. Those are actually beautiful. Look at that one. Beautiful. I love the smoke on that one. The little dying rose. And what's nice is, you know that all of the prompts have the same elements in them, right? They all have the subject. They all have a style. They all have a mood. They all have a setting, and they've all got some amount of details. So let's do the impressionist one now. Go back over here, paste in the new thing, say generate. It's writing its own magic prompt. Yeah, and I'll do them in ChatGPT as well. That's a good idea, Vicky. Right? And so they all have this consistency about them now. And what's nice is you can go in and then you can now change. Like if I say that doesn't really look impressionist, so we'll say style impressionist. I'm going to say impressionist painting with visible strokes. So I can go in and just change one of the elements, and we'll see how it affects it. It didn't. Let me turn off magic prompting. Public default magic prompting off. Let's just let it be the JSON. Let's see how it does. And this is the kind of thing to experiment with. Yeah, so this is a bit more impressionistic, right? It looks like a cheesy postcard. But if you want cheesy postcard, all right. Okay, so let's go try this prompt in ChatGPT. So I'm going to do new chat. I'm just going to put in, let's say, make a wide image, colon, and then the JSON. And so it's now going to read that and make us an image. ChatGPT was slow today. Boy, was it slow. Oh, you don't have to put anything in other than JSON? Cool. Okay, great. Teton Todd experienced the slowness of ChatGPT today. Paisley Oyster? Yes, Paisley Oyster. Why did I come up with that? I don't know. Welcome to the way my brain works. Have I ever put the words Paisley and oyster together in my life before? No. I've got a large language model up here. It's just more random than most. Oh, the size or orientation should be in the JSON. Yeah, that's a good idea. Mr. IT, hello, Irregulars. Come on, man. Wait, the first ever AI only social video app. Is it the Pika thing? That's Pika. Yeah, not only did I see it, I went and looked at it. It's really interesting. Yeah, I'll talk about that. I didn't see that from Danielle, but thank you, Brandon. So while this thing's rendering, taking forever, ChatGPT, they got to get their fucking servers up and running. They're up to 1 million GPUs, by the way, and they need like 10x or 100x more than that. It's crazy the amount of GPUs they need. So Pika, if you don't know Pika, they're using Google now. Oh, ChatGPT, yeah, they're using Google servers. I wonder if they're using TPUs. That's actually fascinating. They might be. We can't make fun of Google anymore, can we? Pate, what's going on? So Pika, if you don't know what they are, it's a video generation platform, Pika Labs. and they've got a bunch of presets that make it really easy to, like, you know, take an object and peel it off like a sticker, or crumple it up, or cut it with a knife and it looks like cake. And they have sound effects in them and things like that. And they keep adding these things. They're kind of like TikTok filters in a certain way. Well, they just launched in their iOS app. They're coming out of private beta right now, and they're basically doing an all AI video social channel, social network. So I can go in there and I can make all sorts of cool videos with me with a monster behind me, or me crumpling up objects, or whatever it might be. And I think it's actually fascinating, because when you, like, I think I have access to it. I was playing with it a little bit before I came on. And when you're going through it, it's just like these fun videos that have these crazy special effects in them. And it's like, why not? Like, why not have an all AI, like this whole sort of bullshit thing of, well, we've got to label it if it's AI generated. Well, no, you don't. You have to label it if someone is trying to deceive you, right? Like there it makes sense. But the fact that it was made from AI, from an AI tool, is irrelevant. Like, if I used an AI tool and I'm making like a little cartoon character walking down a street, does it matter to you if I generated that in AI or I did it with hand photographed claymation frames? No. Who gives a shit? So they're leaning into it and just going, this is an all AI channel. It's all Pika videos. I think it's pretty smart, actually. Meta's trying to do the same thing with photos in the Meta AI app. I actually got a call from them teaching me how to post on the app. That's fascinating. All right, well, here's our ChatGPT app, or ChatGPT image. As typical with ChatGPT images, it's way too yellow. Everything is overly yellow. I hope they fix that in the next update, because it really sucks. You can now spot ChatGPT generated images a mile away, because they all look like some sort of aged 1940s. They were printed on 1940s paper and have aged and yellowed. Okay, I want to do one final thing now with JSON. So if you were here earlier, you get that JSON is just is a fancier way of doing a structured prompt, right? Where you're doing these labels that use the same sort of computer format, this thing called JSON, JavaScript Object Notation, that every tool apparently except Midjourney can take. There's places where having a JSON framework, right, a preset framework, really does start to make sense. And if I think of something like VO3, that's one of them. So what I want to do here is I want you to research the best VO3 prompting best practices and include multiple scenes in the same generation. Okay, so it's going to now go off and search the web. Totally agree. I hate the yellows. I know, it's just everything. What ends up happening if you just have engineers in a company is that engineers are not going to look at the outputs of ChatGPT and say, hey, all this shit looks too yellow. What they're going to say is, did it include the correct objects that were specified in the prompt? Yes. Did it make the letters, did it spell the letters correctly? Yes. Okay, check. They're going to check all of the requirements. Clearly, one of the requirements was not color balance. if they had a liberal arts major or a creative person on staff, they might have said, hey, we gotta look at the overall aesthetic here. Oh, and by the way, why do you not have 16 by 9 as an output format? Since every video format out there is either 9 by 16 or 16 by 9. Why is that not an option? Because engineers built it. And engineers said, well, we have a wide option and we have a tall option and we have a square option. The requirements have been fulfilled. Why would you need more than that? Oh, I don't know. Because every time I generate an image in ChatGPT and I want to put it into a video, I have to take it into Photoshop and extend it. That's a pain in the balls. TikTok pin. I asked ChatGPT to create my images without the antique finish. Did it work? I'll try that. Okay. Divided into narrative and sequential sequences. Okay. So I just asked ChatGPT to go figure out tips for VO3, right? So now I'm going to say, now turn that into a JSON framework where each video has 3 scenes, a beginning, middle, and end, as well as overall controls for look and feel, music, etc., and then scene by scene details. All right, so it's going to come up with a framework for us here. She says it works, details and TikTok pin. You just have to ask for it not to put tone on the image. Okay, let's definitely go try that because that's annoying as fuck, that tone, the antique finish. Okay. So we've got video, overall controls, look and feel, style, cinematic, lighting, soft and ambient, mood, dramatic and intense, color palette, camera movement, music, scenes, scene 1, title, beginning. We don't need titles. Okay, let's see. Scenes don't need titles and should blend smoothly from one to the next. Black bar. Yo, Black Daddy, Bama Jam. Oh, Black Daddy, Bama Jam. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. You ain't very good. Okay. Great. Now give me a sampler of 3 fleshed out JSON prompts based on this framework. The visual, let's see, all elements and the story each one tells should be world-class and memorable. Find your inner Scorsese. Find your inner Scorsese. All right, boom. Off we go. Here are 3 fleshed out JSON prompts. Okay. So the first one, let's see what it says. Cinematic and dark epic, high contrast, mood, desperation and sacrifice, color palette, muted blues and reds, flashes of gold, music, tense, orchestral, scenes, a lone night, battered and bloodied, wide shot captures the night, harsh shadows, wind howls, the night whispers to himself, this is the end, but not for me. All right, this is good. So we're going to copy this. Then we're going to go over to Flow. You're like, Flow? Oh, yeah, flow.google. Flow.google is where you make VO3 movies. VO3 is their little action, right? Their video tool. We make scenes of up to 8 seconds. We're going to go new project. And we're just going to paste in the JSON. There you go. There's your JSON. Fancy, fancy. Look at all that code. Did we have to write the code? No. Do we have to know what JSON is? No. We can know that it exists. We can know that if we have a JSON framework, we're going to have scenes and shots that are consistent across time because they're all going to have the same elements that we can control. So if you're a control freak, JSON prompts are your buddy. If you're an ADD freak, you might not give two shits. Then just have ChatGPT write it for you like I just did. All right, boom. Off to the races. Let's go grab another one. The Forbidden Encounter, gritty noir-esque. All right, let's copy that. We'll pop that in there. Oh, I'm in the wrong flow. Oh, well. We've got two different flows. We'll go get one more. The Awakening of the Fallen Hero. Boy, it's getting mighty dramatic in here, huh? Right? Bang. Bang. Makes sense now? Once ChatGPT understands that structure, it can just go write a bunch of creative variations of it. Or you can go do that. If you want to use your fat human brain with all your cholesterol getting eaten up in there, fine, do that. Or if you want to be lazy like me, have ChatGPT write that shit. And then go make a video of it. And you're like, oh, that sucks. And then you go look at your JSON and you're like, oh, that was a crappy prompt. I could have looked at that. That would have saved me a nickel or 75 cents or whatever the hell these things cost these days. Too much. Too much, I'll tell you. Oh, look, we have our dude. So let me change my sharing, shall I? All right, fantastic, Bob. Here we go. Let's see how disappointing we are. This is JSON at its finest.
This is the end, but not for me. This is the end, but not for me. This is the end.
Not bad. Not great. That little transition at the end is weird, but, you know, not bad. All right, here's the next one.
Where am I?
You have been reborn, but your journey has only just begun.
Where are we headed?
To where the light leads.
Where am I?
You have been reborn, but your journey has only just begun.
Listen.
Where are we headed?
To where the light leads.
Listen, this is every cutscene in every video game ever.
Where am I?
You have been reborn, but your journey has only just begun.
Where are we headed?
To where the light leads.
That's fucking hilarious. All right, let's go look at our last one. I got to change my... Wait, did this work? This generation violates policy. Why? Why, you asshole? I'm so tired of safety controls. Can we be done with safety controls? Let me just make violent bullshit. We'll see if it makes it. There's Grok for that. Except Grok doesn't do video yet, although I think they're going to soon. All right. Was he taking a nap? Yeah, I think he was taking a nap. Tom Arnold. That was pretty funny. All right, let's see if this one renders this time. I think it might. We'll see. So is JSON making sense yet? No, it just killed it. Unbelievable. All right, let's go back to ChatGPT. Let me change my sharing again. Let's go see if we can make ChatGPT not give us something in. Hey Danielle, what do you say to it? Don't give it that antique finish. New chat. Make me a wide image of. I asked ChatGPT to create my image without the antique, a wide image of a claymation jogger running past a hot dog stand in New York City with a squirrel peering. How do you spell squirrel? Quirrel. Peering. Shut up. Shut up. Do you know how hard it is to type in public, people? Down at him. Comma. Without, let's see. Remove the antique finish from the image. All right, let's see if it works. Let's see if it works, people. Carrying on. Oh, is Tom Arnold for me? Hey, Sarge, what's happening? I get it. That's a troll. Ha! Tom Arnold, I've heard. Fat Alec Baldwin, I've heard. Let me help you out here. You could also call me Rosie O'Donnell on a bad day. Philip Seymour Hoffman, I've gotten. Tom Arnold. Who's the other one? There's another one that's kind of Tom Arnold like. Was it the Family Guy dude? Family something family. Modern Family. I don't know. That guy. Anyway, yeah. So welcome. Troll away. My request with trolling is the best trolls feel like a compliment on the surface, and then you think about them and they hurt. They dig a little deeper. So, get creative. All right. Hey, Marge. Oh, this does look less yellow, doesn't it? Danielle, I think you're right. And you know what we'll do? We'll take this image and we'll go to VO3 and we'll turn it into something. But look, it doesn't have the antique finish on it. But seriously, there's no one at OpenAI. They're a $14 trillion company now. They didn't hire one visual arts person. They didn't hire one liberal arts person to come in there and say, hey, how come everything looks depressing here? Look at this. This is so much better. They could literally put it in the system prompt. In fact, if you want your ChatGPT images to not look shitty, go into your system prompt and update this. We can go do that right now. It's on the backlog, exactly. All right, how am I going to do this? I'll download this image. And then we're going to go over to VO3. There's our sleeping prince. We're going to go frames to video. We're going to upload our image that we just made. Just made. Lovely. Okay. Oh, by the way, remember when I was bitching before about ChatGPT not doing things in 16:9? This is why. See how I have to figure out how do I cut off his feet or do I cut off the squirrel's tail? ChatGPT should figure this shit out. You're supposed to be the state-of-the-art model. Start acting like it, assholes. All right. Sleeping prince. That's pretty funny. Okay, so we're going to say, man jogs by as vendor says, hey, says, hey, you feeling snacky? Question mark. And the squirrel says, sure, I'll take some peanuts. They both laugh. Oh, it can't handle caps for inflection? I don't think I did caps. All right, let's see how this does. Oh, okay. Demand your $10 back, Kyle. Listen, it's $20. It's $20. My ChatGPT subscription. Oh my God, I'm getting sleepy, people. Oh yeah, it's getting to be time. What are we doing? What are you guys still doing up? Okay, while that's rendering, let me go pop this thing up. Next week, back to basics. We're doing a 5-day AI deep dive, AI crash course. Okay. It starts next Monday, the 28th. We do half an hour on TikTok, and then we do an hour and a half on YouTube. All next week. All right. I want you to tell people about it. Share it with people. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. We'll have QR codes and stuff tomorrow or sometime this week. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. I think we have video. We have jogger. We have jogger. We have jogger and squirrel. Jogger and squirrel. You ready, people? It's going to be so good. It's probably going to be disappointing. Although, I got to say, VO3 things are less disappointing than I usually expect.
Hey, you feeling snacky? Sure, I'll take some peanuts. Hey, you feeling snacky? Sure, I'll take some peanuts. Hey, you feeling snacky? Sure, I'll take some peanuts. Hey, you feeling snacky? Sure, I'll take some peanuts.
Listen, it's not Nickelodeon quality, but, you know, it's close. Oh my God. That's bad. That's bad. But you know how long that would have taken you to do if you did it as actual claymation?
Hey, you feeling snacky? Sure, I'll take some peanuts. Hey, you.
Oh my God. It's giving robot chicken. It's pretty bad. All right, good people. So, what was the homework I gave over the weekend? I think the homework I gave over the weekend was play with Manus and Genspark. Hopefully you did that. I think someone said earlier they played with Genspark and it was disappointing. All of these agentic tools right now are disappointing. All of them. All of them. They hallucinate. They're too slow. They're all sorts of fucked up. So, okay, Danielle just got access to Pika's no thing. I think I may have access to it, but I don't know what it looks like. Does it just look like you can scroll like TikTok? If that's it, I think I have it. All right, before I take off, there's apparently a few fun things in Irregulars. So let's go take a look at Irregulars, people. Let's go do this. If anyone put things in Irregulars that has sound, I'm going to have to change my tabs again, and that's going to be a pain in the ass. Oh, it's a whole different app per Danielle. I don't really remember what the other app looked like, but I'll go see if I have access to it. Because I think I have Pika Pro. I think I'm in the Pika Creators Program, but I'm not sure. All right, I'll go take a look. You were going to Irregulars. Do you see what Brandon does there? He talks to me as if I didn't remember. He doesn't realize I've got genius level large language models just sitting right up here in my brain. He's like, I don't need to be reminded because I have my own large language model. You have too many tabs and not enough context window. That's totally it. I have my tabs are a reflection of my mental state. Oh, see, we do Vicky at work today. We do have to go switch tabs because Vicky put up a video. I told you this was going to happen, people. You don't think I know what's coming? I know what's coming. Oh, and then this is going to pop it into a different window, isn't it? Maybe, maybe not. Vicky at work today. No audio. Okay, good. That's great. I love the style of that one, Vicky. That's very cool. Back to basics. Oh, nice. What's this? Steve-O. Nice. I like it. Come on, guys. You had to ask. Very cool. Oh, you made it 16 by 9. Oh, that's good. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty funny. Pico is invite only for now. I think I deleted mine. Sama speaks about the future. Just another manic Monday. Do, do, do. I'm working at work until midnight today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Vicky, oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you're here. Screw them. Hang out in the AI Learning Lab. Tell them it's professional development. Oh, nice. All right, I'll take this one. Nice, Steve-O. That's good. Oh, my God. There's Champy. Very nice. All right, cool. Wait, go back up to Digital God's post. Where? In Irregulars? I do not see it. I scrolled past it. Lord Digital Gods. He was a god. He was a digital god. Oh, story transformer. What is this?
Hey everyone, it's Lord Digital God, also known as Glenn, here to show you something I've been working on. This is done almost entirely by vibe coding. It's been built on Manus and Grok 4. The nice details. Been very, very happy with Grok 4, by the way. Unbelievable model. All right, so the purpose of this application is to create kids' books from any story, adult stories or
Beautiful. Okay, so that's 18 minutes long. We're not going to watch the whole thing there. Long video. Here's the thing. This is a really good example. Hang on, let me flip my. So where that is, by the way, if you're wondering where that is, if you go to the AI Salon, if you're a member of the AI Salon, go to the Irregulars channel. Scroll down a little bit. You'll see this post from Lord Digital Gods. So not only has he created a really cool application that's going to generate a kid's book, he's created this video explaining how to use it. One of the things we talk about in the AI Salon all the time is generously lead or learn out loud, right? So as you're building stuff, share it with other people and share how you built it, how you're learning it. Notice in the beginning of that, he said, hey, I built this app. Most of this was done with vibe coding, and I've been really happy with Grok 4. So there's like already goodies in there that you can learn from. This is one of the best ways to get good at AI and get known in AI as someone who's up to something, is build stuff and share what you're learning. Generously lead, right? Share it in the AI Salon, share it on LinkedIn, share it on Twitter, share it, at your dinner party with your friends who hate you talking about AI. All right? Beautiful. Love it. Okay. I'm going to get out of here. Tomorrow night's Tuesday. I think it's a normal night tomorrow night. Yeah, it is. It is, right? Yeah. All right. I know the JSON stuff is kind of geeky, but just know it's just a different way to structure a prompt. And you don't have to learn JSON. ChatGPT already knows it. So does Gemini. So does Grok. All of the things know what JSON is. So if you want help building a JSON prompt, just say, what are the elements I want in my prompt, and tell it to make a JSON framework out of that. And then you have structured prompting things. And if you're doing it in Midjourney, don't do that. Do other shit. All right. Fantastic, everybody. What time Central Time tomorrow night? Central Time tomorrow night, it would be 9 o'clock. So I start 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless otherwise specified. And next week is the Back to Basics AI Crash Course. 5 nights covering basically all the bases of AI to get you started. All right? All righty? Okay? Okay, is everybody ready? All right? Okay. Hey, I wonder if we should do a vibe coding night, Brandon. Right now, we've got a Q&A night. My problem with vibe coding is it just might not be interesting to look at. I don't know. We'll talk about it. You answered your own question. Yeah, exactly. All right, fine. Okay, everybody, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.